Hello, dear viewers, and welcome to a new episode of Games and Names. Our sport for this episode is the sport of table tennis, ping pong, or whistler. And our featured star guest is ping pong coach Faris Azraid. Table tennis, also known as ping pong or whistler, is a racket sport derived from tennis, but distinguished by its playing surface being atop a stationary table rather than the court on which players stand. Either individually or in teams of two players take alternating turns returning a light hollow ball over the table's net onto the opposing half of the court using small rackets until they fail to do so, which results in a point for the opponent. Plays fast, requiring quick reaction and constant attention, and is characterized by an emphasis on spin relative to other ball sports, which can heavily affect the ball's trajectory. Owed to its small minimum playing area, its ability to be played indoors in all climates, and relative accessibility of equipment, table tennis is enjoyed worldwide not just as a competitive sport but as a common recreational pastime among players of all levels and ages. Table tennis has been an Olympic sport since 1988, with event categories in both men's and women's singles and men's and women's teams since replacing doubles in 2008. Table tennis is governed by the International Table Tennis Federation, the ITTF, founded in 1926, and specifies the official rules in the ITTF handbook. ITTF currently includes 226 member associations worldwide. The sport originated in Victorian England, where it was played among the upper class as an after dinner parlor game. It has been suggested that makeshift versions of the game were developed by British military officers in India around the 1860s or 1870s, who brought it back with them. A row of books stood up along the center of the table as a net. Two more books served as rackets and were used to continuously hit a golf ball. Although both a table tennis association and a ping pong association existed in 1910 in England, a new table tennis association was founded in 1921 and renamed the English Table Tennis Association in 1926. The ITTF followed in 1926. London hosted the first official World Championship in 26 as well. In 1933, the United States Table Tennis Association, now called USA Table Tennis, was formed. In the 1930s, Edgar Snow commented in Red Star over China that the communist forces in the Chinese Civil War had a passion for the English game of table tennis. On the other hand, the popularity of the sport waned in the 30s in the Soviet Union, partly because of the promotion of team and military sports, and partly because of a theory that the game had adverse health effects. In the 1950s, paddles that used a rubber sheet combined with an underlying sponge layer changed the game dramatically, introducing greater spin and speed. These were introduced to Britain by sports goods manufacturers SW Hancock Limited. The use of speed glue beginning in the mid-1980s increased the spin and speed even further, resulting in changes to the equipment to slow the game down. Table tennis was introduced as an Olympic sport at the Olympics in 1988, and China has been the dominant force globally for decades now.
فارس الزايد سن 41 سنة.
My name is Faris Zayed. I'm 41 years old. I started practicing table tennis when I was only 10 years of age. I played at several clubs in the governorate of Al Qalyubiyya. Now I'm a coach and I have trained many players in Saudi Arabia and at Shams Club here in Egypt, and also Tala'a Al Geish Club. As a young player, I came in first number of times in my governorate of Al Qalyubiya, and I also always scored highly in national championships, including a gold medal as a youngster. As a coach, I consider that my best achievement was getting second place in the national championship with Ahli Fa'us in the governorate of Ash-Sharqiyya, the 12-year-old team, the under 12 team. As I finished second behind Al Ahli, we were able to defeat prominent clubs like Zamalek, Al-Shams, Tala' al-Geish, Al-Rabat, and Al-Anwar in Port Said, and others. Of course, table tennis or ping pong is played in the form of singles matches or doubles matches or mixed doubles. The game usually consists of 5 sets, and the first to win 3 sets is the winner. Each set is up to 11 points. And of course, if we are tied at 10, we apply the juice rule because you have to finish the set by at least 2 points. There are two services for each player before the exchange takes place. And a toss at the beginning of each match decides who is first to serve and who plays at which side of the table.
تنس الطاولة من الألعاب اللي بنقول عليها لعبة صعبة.
Unlike what many people think, ping pong is not an easy game. In fact, it's a very tough one. You need great visual and movement conformity and a very high level of fitness, along with extreme dedication and patience. It's a sport that needs lots of practice in regular days, 4 times training sessions per week are considered to be the minimum. During championship times, players need to practice each and every day, 7 days a week, and they also need long fitness exercises for a minimum of 3 hours every single day. Here in Egypt, we are top of Africa in several events, and it has been the case for years now. We had the legendary, of course, Sayyid Lashin, and captains Ashraf Subhi and Ahmed Ali Saleh, and most recently Omar Asar, a new legend in the making. He is a professional who played in the Swedish and German leagues, now in the Saudi Arabian Professional League. He was fifth at the Summer Olympic Games, and that is the highest such ranking for an Egyptian, Arab, or African player. In the girls, we have Dina Mishrif, and before her Nihal Mishrif, and of course all of the Mishrif family really dominating the sport here in Egypt. And now we have Hannah Gouda, a legend in the making, a top-ranked player globally. Internationally, there's of course Malong. He simply doesn't lose. He is the uncontested legend nowadays, and uh, before him was Waldner, the Swede. He was the only non-Chinese player to be able to dominate the sport and beat the Chinese at their game. Of course, China is the superpower of table tennis, and it has been and continues to be the case. We also now have Van Zandong, who is contesting the dominancy of the Chinese, but again, China has been and continues to be the dominant force in ping pong.
I'm wide awake, wanna feel one last time. Take my pain away. If this night is not forever, at least we are together. I know I'm not alone. I know I'm not alone. Anywhere, whenever, I'm still together. I know I'm not alone. I know I'm not
على المستوى المحلي هنا في مصر بنختار المنتخب من خلال بطولات الجمهورية.
We select national team players according to their rankings in national championships. We usually conduct 4 or 5 national championships per year here in Egypt, and the highest ranked players are automatically selected to the national team. There is also a technical choice if our coaches believe that a certain player who hasn't achieved the required ranking has the technical ability in the near future to overcome those other players. We want more championships, by the way, in Egypt, more national championships, so that the selection process will be even more accurate. There's not much of a difference between, ping pong for boys and ping pong for girls. Quite a long time ago, we used to say that boys depend mainly on an offensive style and girls depend on a defensive style in table tennis. But now everybody really depends on offense. Offense is the key to winning in the sport. And sometimes we have girls beating boys in our sport. It's normal, especially that table tennis doesn't require much of muscle strength. You need, of course, physical fitness, you need endurance, and you need some type of muscle strength that allows you to make the movements, but you don't need much power. Um, we prepare youngsters in the sport from a very young age, preferably from 6 or 7. That would be ideal. We teach them control, racket handling, foot movement, style, and technique. And I have found through my experience that those who come to love ping pong and love the sport of table tennis are the ones who usually excel more than others.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me. So alive, make it last forever. Stop in time, yeah, I'm surrendering. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me.
هي مصر على الدول العربية رقم واحد.
Egypt comes at number 1 in table tennis in the Arab region, although we do find competition from Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Bahrain, and others. But it is important to note that many of these countries depend on Egyptian coaches generally, especially in the youth levels. In Africa, Nigeria is our main competitor. Nigeria used to be number one in Africa 10 or 15 years ago, but we have overcome them lately. Congo is also a competitor for us in Africa. Of course, globally, we hope to have a better standing. We do have a number of professional players who play in European leagues abroad, but we need more of them. We need a bigger base. Of course, China is the dominant force by far in ping pong. They have such a huge base. They always occupy the top positions and grab all the medals in all events in ping pong in all international tournaments. You know, after them, but after a big distance, really comes some European countries like Germany, Sweden, and others. But China really is in a league of its own in table tennis.
If this night is not forever, at least we are together. I know I'm not alone. I know I'm not alone. Anywhere, whenever, our purpose still together. I know I'm not alone. I know I'm not unconscious mind. I'm wide awake, wanna feel one last time. Take my pain away. If this night is not forever, at least we are together. I know I'm not alone. I know I'm not alone. Anywhere, whenever, our purpose still together. I know I'm not alone. I know I'm not
البطولات احنا هنا محليا هي البطولات الجمهورية.
We organize national championships here in Egypt in many governorates, including Cairo, Ismailia, Alexandria, and in Upper Egypt cities as well. There are, of course, championships that do not get into the point system for the players, but the most important championship locally is the national championship, and it is via those championships that players get selected to the national team. Globally, there's of course the Pro Tour championships, the World Championships, and the Olympic Games, the number one competition globally in the sport. Lately, Egypt has begun to host international championships. We hosted one in October, the Youth World Championships, and we have players from China coming to Egypt for the first time. And this is what made the championship so special. We played it at the Hassan Mustafa Hall in the 6th of October city. Such um, a big hall and a very impressive one that the International Table Tennis Federation asked Egypt to host more of these championships here at the Hassan Mustafa Hall. Now, my personal wish and my overall wish for the sport in Egypt is to have a bigger base. I want the media to take care of the sport and highlight it. It's such a beautiful sport. You can play it from the very young ages of 5 or 6 until you are 80 and even 90 years of age. It's an ideal sport, really, for fitness, and it's a way of life, really. And on the professional level, I hope to have a more than one Hanaguda. We want more players to compete internationally and to win at the top level internationally against Chinese players and other stars in the world in the beautiful sport of table tennis, wiff waff, or ping pong.